Hey, I'm Dr. Talisha Berry, and this is Courageous Woman Magazine Live. It is the live version of Courageous Woman Magazine. And I'm excited because it is Women's History Month, and we have an amazing panel for you tonight. Tonight is the night that we have some amazing women. We have Dr. Cheryl Wood, Dr. Laticia Nicole, Dr. Jacqueline Mohair, Kearn Cherry, and Shelley Meche'tte. We are here. We are thrilled to have you join us for this special Women's History Month panel, Mom to Mogul, moms who have turned passions into profits. Tonight, we're celebrating powerhouse women. We have they have transformed their dreams into thriving business while balancing motherhood. These phenomenal women will share their journeys, challenges, and success stories to inspire you to step into your own power. Get ready for an empowering conversation filled with wisdom, motivation, and actionable tips. My co-host tonight is Dr. Laquita Munley. She is an international speaker, a leadership coach, a media network owner. Yes, the girl has her own media network, and I'm going to let her tell you more about herself and all the wonderful things that she does. Hey there, Dr. Laquita Munley.
Hey, Dr. Talisha, how are you? How are you?
Yes, I am feeling great. It is Women's History Month, and we have an awesome panel here tonight.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. There's some phenomenal women on the stage tonight, and I can't wait to hear from them and get some of the easily implementable tips, tools, and strategies that they're going to bless us with on tonight to help us take ourselves personally and professionally to that next level.
Yes, yes. So tell us a little bit about what you do, because you got some fabulous, and you got some amazing things going on with you and what you do. So I wanted you to get a chance to talk about that yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, those that know me know like the things that bring the most value to my life is the fact that I'm a wife, a mom, of five adult children, grandmother of nine amazing little people, and a minister of the gospel. Those roles have helped define who I am today, especially in that entrepreneurial role. The Lord has blessed me to be in the top 2.5% of my genre as a podcast host. I was rated on Listen Notes, as well as now stepping into the role and embracing the role as a network owner for a streaming TV network owner. And that's been an interesting journey, and I give God glory for that. And an international speaker. Over the years, the Lord has blessed me to be able to, via my husband's career, travel around the world and doing that, making some great ministry connections that have allowed me to minister in different countries within the African continent. Mostly though in Nairobi, Kenya, as well as throughout Europe and throughout England, throughout Germany, the Netherlands, Czech Republic, and some other places. So God has been good. God has been really, really good. But as I said, I would not be able to do any of those things if I had not embraced my role as a army wife who and a mom and a grandmother. Those things helped to cultivate me into who I am today.
Yes, and that plus all the amazing things you do. I met Dr. Laquita some years ago when we were part of a collaboration. I was publishing a couple of collaboration books, and then we got together and we produced her book. And so I'm really big. The foundation of a courageous woman is all about uplifting, building women, and
Yes,
collaborating. Collaboration is the key to, I think, building your brand. Expanding is all about collaborating. And so I thank you for your collaborations on different projects that we've done, and for being here collaborating with me. You got your own thing going on, but it's a blessing to have some amazing women on this panel tonight, and all them
yes, yes, you
understanding
do.
the power of collaborating and building your brand with, helping someone else and supporting us. We support each other. You know what I mean? So um,
Absolutely.
don't be
Absolutely.
stingy and tightwad like I can't help nobody. I can't
Right.
do this. And no, it's all about I've been helping people since starting this. This is our 14th year.
Wow.
Courageous Woman. So
Wow.
it has been a blessing to be here this long and still doing it. And, you know, I have my moments every week. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. It's too much. It's too much. But then I get a call from someone and says, you know, thank you so much for helping me with this. And that really inspired me and it motivated me. I'm like, oh, I got to keep going. I got to keep going because that's what it's about. Uplifting, empowering, and helping other women. There's another generation of women. There's younger women that come to me.
Younger women.
Like, how do you do this and how you do that? I'm like, I just learned it last week, but I'm gonna tell you this week.
Like each one teach one, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's been a journey. Even when, you know, somebody just asked me the other day, how did you start this? I had to think about it. You know, I'm like, it's been a journey. I started Courageous Woman. It was just a blog. It was me, excuse me, going through a troubled time in my life, going through a divorce and trying to figure out life, being a single mom and how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna make it, you know. And I had dreams and ambitions as a kid to work at Ebony or Jet, you know. So I had those dreams still locked into me. And I said, okay, it's time to, you know, God, it's time to get those things out of me. Yes. And I had a friend who had a thriving publication. I said, what I need to do to change my blog into a magazine? And he said, you're gonna need some money. And I'm like I'm in a restart of my life. I didn't have that. And I said, well, like, how much? And he said, you're gonna need a minimum of 30,000. And I looked at my bank account and I was missing some zeros. Okay. I didn't have $30,000. I actually only had $30. I'm telling you, I really restarted. I relocated, went back home to my mama's house to really start my life over after divorce. And so I didn't have that, but I have faith and believe that God, when God gives you a vision, he's going to give you the provision. You just got to walk in and you got to believe it. And so I really believed it. I didn't have nothing else. I'm like, okay, God, I got you. You got me. What are we going to do here? And so I was able to take that $30 because I kept saying, okay, God, what do? I don't have the money. He said, but you got it. You got everything you need to do what I called you to do. And so I said, okay. He said, use your resources, your talent, your skills, your abilities, and everything you know. And that's how we did it. I was able to just pull people together from my hometown, my friends, my family, everybody. And I said, okay, I need help. And nobody said no. And so we distributed 4,000 copies of that first issue with $30 seeds. So I tell women all the time, you can do whatever you want to do. Whatever God call you to do, he can make it happen for you. So we got a panel of amazing women tonight who have just done the thing. Okay. So this is like my dream panel. Okay. So I love all of these ladies and we're going to have some fun tonight. They're going to drop some jewels. They're going to give you the business. So call your sister, your friends, call your mom, call everybody. Everybody tonight. And if you missed it, go back and get the replay on YouTube. There okay. Because you're going to want to see this over and over and over. I promise you, tonight is going to be the night. Okay. So let's get ready, Dr. Laquita.
I'm ready. Look, I got my something to write with and my something to write on because pencil and paper don't forget, right? We got to take these notes. Right okay. Yes. The pens, the highlighters. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Listen, I'm ready to tune in. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Ready. Let's get this started.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and dive in, Dr. Laquita.
All right.
I'm excited about tonight's conversation because we're talking about something so many women can relate to. Mom to mogul. Moms who have turned their passions into profits.
Absolutely.
We know that being a mom is a full-time job in itself, but tonight we're highlighting women who didn't stop there. They took their passions, turned them into businesses, and created thriving careers, all while managing family life. It's not always easy, but these powerhouse women prove that with vision, determination, and balance, success is possible.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. The ingenuity of a mom is like none other. We the roles that we play in not only maintaining our homes and causing growth to happen in our homes as stewards over the things that God has blessed us with, steward over our marital relationships if we're married, stewards over our children, stewards over our finances, stewards over our relationships. And we're able to take those skill sets and pull them over into our entrepreneurial journey, or if you're a career woman and you're climbing that C-suite ladder, the same thing. It's like women are built for this. And tonight's panel exemplifies that. I can't wait. I can't wait. So many things I learned helping, managing my house and raising kids and, ministry and all these things. I use those tools every day in my entrepreneurial journey, and being able to have a conversation with another woman about her idea, the vision God has given her. And she's saying, like you said, where are your resources? You said something really important at the beginning of the conversation. Collaboration is key. When we are collaborating with the right people, or I say when we're collaborating with the people that God has divinely connected us with, then our dreams will become a reality, because each one of those people that we're able to collaborate with, though they may not provide financial resources, but each one of them has something to pour into us to help us birth out this baby, to birth out this vision, to see it come to pass. And you had $30 in a dream and was told you needed 30,000. That was a lot of zeros missing. But you had a bunch of, you had a bunch of collaborative partners and your friends, family, and those that know and love you, and they poured into you. And they say your first issue went 4,000 copies with $30 in the vision that God gave you. Yeah, you need.
Well, I mean, it took more than that. I'm just saying. But that's what the foundation. That was the dream, and $30 is all I had. Yeah, I had to figure it out.
You had a choice. When he said 30,000, you could have been like, this ain't my season. You could have did something different, right? You could have got real spiritual on it.
And that's the thing. That's what I tell women all the time. Just because you don't have everything, because you may not have the degree that you think you need to have. You may not have the money that you think you need to have. But if, like I said, if God give you a vision, he's going to give you the provision. You got to walk that thing out. You got to get up and go like you got it all. I had to operate like, okay, I should be buying some dinner, some tacos or something. I got a child over here. I should be doing that. But yes. I believed in the dream and the vision, and I believed that I had the resources. I knew my background was advertising. I had to raise $20,000 every time I produced a show. Like I knew how to do certain things, and that's what God was saying. You got it. You got what you need. You just need to operate in it. You need to have faith in who you are and what I put in you. So that's what I tell women all the time. If you got that dream, you got the vision, girl, go. You got to figure it out. So tonight we're gonna talk to some women who have done just that.
Yes.
So I'm ready to dive in. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm
ready to dive in.
What the kids say, I stay ready. I'm ready.
Stay ready. So you don't have to get ready, okay?
Yeah.
So our first guest, I'm excited about Dr. Cheryl Wood. She is an internationally renowned TEDx speaker, best-selling author, and CEO of Global Speakers University. Dr. Wood has delivered riveting speeches for organizations including NASA, Prudential, Verizon, Capital One, Import-Export Bank of the United States Defense, and the FBI. Oh yes, girl, she out here doing it and winning. Her expertise has been featured in prominent media outlets, including Forbes, Essence, and Black Enterprise. Dr. Wood's inspiring journey of bootstrapping her way from legal secretary to seven-figure international speaker inspires audiences global. Woo! Please welcome Dr. Cheryl Wood.
Okay, y'all got me fired up already. I'm over here like, yeah, like hype over here. I'm y'all hype woman behind the scene. When I come to the scene.
Well, welcome to Courageous Woman Magazine Live. I know you're gonna bring it. We're gonna let you have the stage right now so you can share with the audience.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for having me. And I love that I've been around to see your journey, a lot of your journey. And for me, I'm always in awe that you are still here, right? You are still pushing. And everything that you said, but especially that point about some days you'd be like, look at here, this right here too hard. But you got to keep going because you have been, as Laquita said, divinely assigned to a specific segment of the population. So kudos to you. I think the thing that I would say to moms who are listening, since we're focusing on that demographic for this special, is when you think about juggling the responsibilities of motherhood and building your own empire, growing that brand, sometimes it can feel overwhelming. And so as I was thinking about that, I said, well, what do I want to leave? What do I want to impart? And for me, it's always important to give people practical steps, things that you can actually use after you hear each one of us share a little bit about our journey. So as it was mentioned in the bio, for 15 years, I worked in corporate America as a legal secretary, and it paid the bills, but it did not nurture my soul. And I think all of us know at some point you want something that nurtures your spirit, your soul. It allows you to create a legacy. That's something that gets passed down. But most importantly, I wanted to be present, active, and fully engaged for my kids, who at the time were infants when I first started my journey back in 2009. And I didn't want to be the mom who was dropping my kid off at before care at 6 a.m, picking them up at after care at 6 p.m, and then giving them the worst parts of me when I walked in the door. You know, the tired, irritated, frustrated, they done got on my nerve all day at work, but now I bring that home to my kids. I really did want something different. And I knew achieving that level of freedom, time freedom, creative freedom, financial freedom, it meant that I had to take matters into my own hands. And for me, I knew that aligned with having a business. So I think the thing I would say in terms of the juggling act, because I was juggling marriage, and my husband and I we celebrated this year, last year, 2024, 17 years of marriage, 23 years together. And amen, hallelujah, we still like each other, raising these kids together, right? So praise God for that. But for me, I think the three things I want any mom who's juggling that to remember is, number one, validate yourself. That yes, you do have what it takes. You are a multitasking machine. Like, just think about all the stuff you get done every day. You probably run circles around most people. So reinforce for yourself every day that you have the ability to do both, to pursue your possibilities while you're fulfilling your responsibilities. Number two, I want you to aim for progress, not perfection, ever on the journey. There are going to be some days where you knock it out the park. You got that thing going, business is going, family going. You got the dinner on the stove, the kids is clean, the house is clean, and there's going to be some days with dishes in the sink. Baby, it's okay. Don't worry about perfection. Get up the next day and try to do a little bit better. And then last but not least, give yourself grace and abandon any feelings of guilt when things do fall flat. And maybe you didn't get everything done in the business or the task that you have for the business or for certain family responsibilities. Now, when I talk about practical action steps, how do I juggle? How do I make it a little bit lighter on myself, lighten the load? All right, 5 things I'm going to tell you. Number one, maximize your time so that you can be as efficient as you possibly can. For me right now, what that really means, even though my kids are teenagers, I don't know how many of you know that they need me more now than they did when they were toddlers. It is crazy. I am a whole Uber driver this year for my kids. Literally, let me run you down my schedule real quick. Every morning I'm up at 6. I drop my boys off. One is a junior in high school. One's a senior in high school. I drop them off at 7:30 in the morning. I come back home. I try to get about 2 hours of work in. I go back and pick my son up, who's a senior on work study, at 10:30 a.m. I come back home. I then take him to his work study job at 12 and I come back home. I then go back out and I pick up my other son from school at 2:30 and then I come back home. And then I try to get a few hours work done. And then I go back and pick my son up from work and come back home. Okay, but it can be done. Leverage the things that allow you to be efficient. Number one, I leverage AI to its full capacity. So whether it's AI note-taking and you're using something like Otter or Fireflies to do the note-taking instead of note-taking manually, or if you're using AI to transcribe calls and meetings, or if you're using AI to produce like your contracts, your proposals, your scripts, utilize what's there. Automation, right? That's one thing, AI. Automation as well, meaning tools that you can use for repetitive tasks. Utilize your CRM for your email sequences. Make sure that you're using things like Calendly or whatever your platform is that you prefer for scheduling meetings. Anything that you can automate, your payment processing, your newsletters, your social media posts, make it easy for yourself. So maximize your time by using AI and automation efficiently. Number 2, I would say schedule the tasks that are critical to you having traction in your business and getting consistent monetization. And consistency really is the key. So meaning put yourself on a schedule. Okay, on Mondays, I do content creation. On Tuesdays, I do my sales calls. On Wednesdays, that's my family night. On Thursdays, I do my podcast, right? Or I'm a guest on other people's podcasts. But making sure that what you have to do for the business is scheduled just like you schedule everything else. The kids' XYZ event or a date night with hubby, all the stuff that's really important for us as moms, we put it on a calendar. So put these things for business on a calendar so it gets done. The third thing I do to help me juggle the two is, this doesn't matter if you're a service-based business or a product-based business, turn your intellectual property into digital products that make money for you while you're asleep. This is things that you don't have to show up and fulfill. So if it's a speaking engagement, I got to show up and fulfill that thing. But guess what I can do? I can take what I would share in that speaking engagement and I can put it into an ebook. I can put it into an online course. I can put it into templates and checklists and swipe files and frameworks and toolkits. Y'all get what I'm saying? So take that and then I can just sell it. And that thing, all I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Every time I get that notification, you have another payment. I am just smiling all over, realizing that I'm getting those payments while I'm out spending time with my kids or picking the kids up or dropping the kids off. And then I would say, last but not least, I said 5. Number 4, I would say, consider if you're doing like coaching, consider maybe moving from a one-on-one, one-to-one individual model of coaching to group coaching. Because what happens when you do one-on-one, what is it? You're getting one investment from one individual. But when you do group coaching, which is what I do with my Global Speakers University speakers, teaching them the art of message mastery, stage presence, etc., storytelling, is now I have 30 people in one cohort that I'm training at the same time. I'm getting 30 investments, but not only that, I'm impacting 30 people who might then take the next step with me into some other program or platform or offer a package. So again, it's all about how do I get the most out of the time that I have? We only have 24 hours a day. How do I get the most out of it and not abandon the possibility, which is growing the empire, but also not abandon the responsibilities, which is taking care of what God has entrusted you with, which is the care of your husband, your spouse, your kids. And then number 5, I would say, is don't be afraid to build a team, even if you're just starting or whether you are seasoned. And building a team doesn't mean that you have to have full-time staff on payroll. You can build a team by utilizing independent contractors, utilizing freelancers. There are amazing, brilliant people online that you can find that do they're copywriters. They do graphic design. They will do website design. They'll create your sales page. They'll set up your sales funnel, your email sequencing. Like, you can, sometimes it's easier and it saves you time to have somebody else to do it. Pay them a few dollars to do it. And you do the things that you're amazing at and phenomenal at. Because if I try to create the graphic design, let me just tell you, it's going to take Dr. Cheryl about 2-3 hours by the time I figure out what I'm doing. Now, I wasted 2 to 3 hours that I could use on sales calls or generating revenue in the thing that I do well. So instead, I would rather pay someone and to take that off my plate, and it gets done quickly and they send it back to me when it's done. So that is kind of my 2 cents for the moms who are trying to figure out, how do I juggle it all? Now, I don't want to go over time. So I don't know if I have time to go into my last piece or not, but I just want to honor that we have other ladies who want to share. Should I keep going or should I stop? Somebody tell me. Y'all know Dr. Cheryl. Sure, I got to check in. Should I keep going with the last piece? All right, I'm gonna keep going until they tell me not. Okay, last piece is the question that oftentimes is asked is about public speaking, since that's my lane of brilliance. So the question is, we know public speaking can be a powerful tool for moms, for women in general who want to build a brand. The question is, how can busy moms use their voice to position themselves as experts in their industries and to grow that empire? Well, again, I'm going to go back to something I said in the first piece, which is acknowledging your worth, acknowledging that, ladies, moms, your voice is your most powerful tool, your most powerful branding tool, and you have something transformational that somebody else is waiting on. Les Brown, good friend of mine and my coach and mentor, he loves repeating this quote that I say, which is, somebody somewhere is waiting on what you're sitting on. It's your voice, it's your intellectual property, it's what you know, your life experiences, and you can decide how you're going to share that. Is it going to be through a message? Is it going to be through a mission? Is it going to be through a movement? But at the end of the day, the only way the message gets heard, the only way the mission gets moving and gets some traction, the only way the movement gets launched and grows is if you're speaking up about it and giving voice to it. So consistently speak up, speak out, and speak often. Now, let's go to these few little practical things that you can do as it relates to public speaking and sharing your voice so that it supports the growth of your brand. And then I will be done. All right. Number one, you want to identify, first of all, what is your core message? What is the core area of expertise that you can teach as it relates to your business or your brand? You want to create a consistent narrative around whatever it is that aligns with your brand messaging. And then you want to identify distribution channels so that you can get that out to the masses. You no longer have to stay local. I always tell entrepreneurs and moms, y'all stop fishing in the local pond and fish in the global ocean. That's how you get your money. That's how you secure the bag, even while you're taking care of the babies or the teenagers or wherever you are in your season. So how do we identify in terms of identifying and maximizing distribution channels for what you have to say? Number one, y'all get on and on the IG and do the IG live. Get on LinkedIn and do the LinkedIn. Get on YouTube and post your video. Get on TikTok. It is not about what you like doing or what you feel like you're great at doing. It's where are the people that are going to invest in what you're selling. You got to go to them. They ain't coming to you. Sorry. Number two, speak on industry podcasts. But not only speak on industry podcasts, which means you have to be proactive in seeking out the people that need you on their platform and need to hear your voice, be active and proactive. But secondly, start your own. So a part of your voice, maximizing it, is not just waiting for someone to create a stage for you. Create your own. That's why you're talking to seven-figure earning Dr. Cheryl Wood, because I placed all bets on me before I expected anybody else to do that. I paid me before anybody else wrote me a check. Come on. So make sure that you are willing to start your own. Number three, offer paid workshops, master classes, training classes. And there are two categories that you can offer that. It's train the student and then train the trainer. So take everything that you know and start putting it into how-to content, and then have a workshop, a master class, a seminar, a boot camp, a training platform where you teach people who want to know a specific skill that you have mastered, or want to improve knowledge as it relates to a specific skill that you've already mastered. That's one category of clients. But then you make money with another category of clients, which is train the trainers. This is what the people who say, well, I want to go beyond just the content mastery. I want to know how to teach what you teach. So I want the teaching methodology. I want to teach I want the instructional design part. I want to learn the facilitation skills. So now you have two groups of people that can fuel your revenue stream and your sales funnel. Last two things, and I'm done. 4, speak at industry events. It has nothing to do with you being a speaker. It has nothing to do with you feeling like you got to sound like Les, or you got to sound like Lisa Nichols, or you got to sound like Tony Robbins. You can't sound like any of them because you're not them. They are already taken, but you are enough just as you are. And there is a segment of the population that needs to hear it the way you say it. And they're not going to move the way that Les says it. They're not going to move just because they heard Lisa say it. They're not going to move because they heard Dr. Cheryl say it. They are not going to move and get their transformation until you show up and say it. So they are praying that you will have the courage to show up and share what you know. So speak at industry events, networking events, conferences, and share what you know. And last but not least, number 5, a part of you sharing your voice doesn't just mean through your verbal skills. It is also in writing. Y'all write the doggone book. People kill me. Moms will be like, oh, I don't know if anybody gonna read it. Girl, your mama gonna read it. Your mama, your auntie, your cousins. If nobody else buy the book, they gonna buy the book. Your girlfriend's gonna buy the book. Somebody gonna buy the book. And most times you exceed what you thought you were going to produce and what you thought, the people that you thought were going to read it, because there's usually such a profound message in it that once you start speaking, that now accompanies the book, and the book sales, which puts more money in your pocket. So my word of the night is just do it. Just do it. Give yourself permission not to be in perfection, but to simply progress every day. Be consistent. Do not give up. I love that you heard Laticia share that story about where she was with her $30 starting up her magazine and where she is today. And I'll close with this little story. Just today, I had tears in my eyes, and I'm going to try not to be emotional while I'm saying this, but moms, it is so worth it. It is worth every sacrifice. It is worth Every risk that you take, it is worth every failure that you're going to make along the journey, because it is not about being perfect, but you owe it to yourself to expand beyond just the title of mother, just the title of wife, just the title of employee or caregiver, or all your other titles. You have permission to be woman. And when I say woman, I mean to show up in your brilliance, to know that God gave you a divine assignment that can't nobody do like you do. Can't nobody step in and fill in and say they're here to fulfill your assignment, because only you can do that. Today, my son, who works at the one I said I drop off every day and then have to come back and pick up, the one that's on work study, he works right up the road at Chick-fil-A, his first job. He's been there 6 months, y'all. So today I'm taking him to work and he's like, he's humming and hot sighing. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's like, I don't want to work no more. I said, well, wait a minute, wait. Bruh, you've been working for, that's how they refer to us now. So I refer to them back as bruh, you've been working for 6 months. How you gonna be tired already? You trying to buy a car, you trying to do this, that, and the other. And so I said, let's get to the root of what it is. Because every time I come to the store, they pull me up and tell me how great of a worker you are. They tell me how proud I should be as a mom about how you show up on time and et cetera, et cetera. I said, so what's the real problem? Did something happen you're not telling me? He said, no, they love me. I know how to do the job. I said, so what's the root? Let's get to it. The more we talk, he said, Ma, this is not what I want to be doing with my life. He was like, it was okay for these few months, but this is not what I want to be doing. I know what I want to be doing. And then he said this. He said, I want to be working out. I want to be doing fitness training. And I realized I don't want to work for nobody else. I want my own business. He said, and I was just telling my friend the other day, yeah, my mom, she did it. She has an extremely successful business. So I know I can do it. I know I can do it because I've watched her do it. That was, y'all, just that comment alone was what I needed to solidify that everything I've put in has been worth it. All the time, all the effort, all the energy, all the rejection, all the getting back up after the rejection, all the not thinking I was good enough, but pressing through anyway, and developing this mindset and belief that I can. Yes, I can. It is worth it, not only for you and the legacy you'll create, but also for your kids and what they will watch and what they will witness, because kids won't do what you say, they will do what you do. And you will open up new doors of possibility for what they believe they can do based on what you believe you can do and the action that you put in and the consistency with which you pursue it. You got this. I know I had to have gone way over my time. I apologize. Thank you for allowing me to share. I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Laticia and Laquita. Thank you.
Woo! Yes. Yes. You dropped everything that you said. I was over here clapping and emotional myself because it was real. Like it really resonated with me. I definitely can relate to every part of what you said. Just, getting your team, not being able to do everything. I'm like, that's my life every single day. Like today, I'm like, okay, you talking about AI. AI is my best friend. I'm learning so much about AI. Look, like I'm ready to marry AI. Okay. I'm like, what do you look like? I can make up my own AI man. Okay, listen. Listen, I am like, we do need help. We cannot do this work by ourselves. I have tried it. Okay, don't get no sleep, up all night. As soon as I hit the floor, oh my God, I gotta make sure her stuff is right. Okay, No, that's not the way to do it at this point. You gotta establish yourself with a team. You gotta have that help. So I appreciate everything you said. It was so real. So I know that you all have questions. If you have questions, post your questions.
Yes.
Put them in the chat. Put them in the comments. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you are here and you just heard the word, Dr. Cheryl Wood. So, Laquita, I know you have some comments.
I have a lot of comments, but I think the thing I'm gonna say right now is this. Listen, woman of God, you came in here and blessed my whole soul tonight. I just want you to know that you blessed my entire soul tonight. Every gem that you share, like I have a couple of questions right here, but you provided the answer before I could ask the question. And so I'm going to say this to the people, the women of God and the men of God that are listening to this. Look, y'all hit those like, share, subscribe buttons. Get this message out to as many people as possible, because Courageous Woman Live, Courageous Woman Magazine Live tonight is the place to be. There is a word and then there is the word. And I believe our speakers are releasing the word tonight that women need in this season to be able to make it and grow to our next best self. Because as a wife and a mom, you gave us some really practical tools that we can use, starting with AI, starting with I think the biggest thing that you said tonight for me was to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Thank you so much for that. And when you said that, I think it's impactful. But if you have like 2 minutes, can you drop a little wisdom on what you mean by that for some women that are saying, well, what do you mean? I'm trying to juggle this job so that I can have the money that I need to pay my StreamYard bill, so that I can pay my eCam bill, my Calendar bill, so I can pay Podmatch, so I can find a guest for my podcast. How I'm going to give myself grace. And I got to take the kids to all the places they got to go to. And I still got to have energy for my husband when he tap on my shoulder at 9 and I'm sleepy.
Yeah, that's
how do you give yourself grace?
I have learned how to be very honest. And it could be, the length of time that I've been in business, and it could be accompanied by the fact that this sister is now 51 years old and I don't play. But I give myself grace by not expecting that everything is going to fall into place as is, that I'm not going to check everything off my list every single day. Most days I'm a beast. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I get it done. I get up early so I can get it done. I stay up late so I can get it done. But there are some days where my body says, today ain't that day. Today you need to rest. Today you need to give your mind rest. And in those days, I have no problem calling Uber Eats to come and deliver dinner, because I'm not cooking dinner. That's what I mean when I say giving grace to myself. And here's the beautiful thing about giving grace to yourself. Then you teach your spouse and your kids to also extend you grace. But when you stay and play in a lane of perfection, then you have that expectation in your household. And when you are exhausted, you're drained, you're burned out, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed out, about to have to take a trip to the ER, you still got your family standing there talking about, well, what you gonna cook for dinner? No, you cannot create that expectation. So if there's a dish left in the sink, my kids, my husband, somebody knows, and they see me laying across the couch and I fell asleep and didn't plan to, they don't wake me up and say, Mommy, are you going to cook? They come and get my phone and they order Uber Eats, or somebody, one of the kids goes in and they clear those dishes out of that sink because they know that's what I would normally do. So it's me giving me grace so I don't burn out, because then I can't do anything. I can't serve anybody. I can't serve my household. I can't serve outside of my household. Now I'm just no good to anybody. So self-grace is not expecting perfection, understanding that some days I will fall flat of that high bar that I've set for myself. And it is pretty high that I've set for myself, and that I'm still good enough, that I'm still amazing and wonderful, and all the things that sometimes we take away from ourselves and diminish about ourselves because we didn't complete the full checklist of what we had to do today.
Wow. Listen, woman of God. Wow. That is the word. And she said something I just got to say it. You ain't got to answer it, because I know we have to be mindful of our time. But she said, play in the lane of perfection. That will preach all day, every day. All day, every day. Listen, Dr. Cheryl Woods, thank you so much. Thank you for all of the amazing wisdom and insight that you've given us tonight. And I can't wait to hear some more gems that you'll be blessing us with during our panel discussion. But thank you again for those awesome words of empowerment. Where can our viewers connect with you? How can they stay in touch with you?
Everything on social media at Cheryl Empowers. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I think I'm still even on X, even though I'm rarely there, but X, which used to be Twitter, chat, I'm on everything. YouTube, all the stuff is at Cheryl Empowers. It's at Cheryl Empowers. So if you look up Cheryl Empowers, you're going to find me.
Amen. Listen, if y'all not already connected, just Google her name. She's Googleable. Look, at Cheryl Empowers on all your major social media platforms. Thank you again, woman of God. Listen, Dr. Laticia, you put together a panel. You have put together a panel, and Dr. Cheryl has opened it up. And let's see who is the next guest we have up? And let me prepare my next set of notes so I can win.
Woo! Yes, let's see who our next guest is. She is Dr. Well, she is, we're going to call her Dr. Dr. Kearn Cherry is in the building. Yes, this is a powerhouse entrepreneur, event producer, and branding expert known as the comeback queen and butts in the seats queen. As his visionary, she's a visionary behind K Connections. She and her team help individuals, speakers, and authors create their own platforms, whether through conferences, events, books, or media. With over 35 years in healthcare and nearly 30 years as a home care business owner, Kearn is a leader in both business and community service. She has received over 40 awards, including the Governor's Award and Presidential Award, and is taking her own conference global in 2025. Please welcome Miss Kearn Cherry.
Hello. Hi. Sound like y'all been having some fun. Oh, it's hard to follow behind Cheryl, but hey, I'm here.
Yes, Miss Cheryl is amazing. She definitely dropped some jewels and some gems for us tonight. But we know you're the one that's going to drop some more gems for us tonight.
Yes. So, okay. So, what do you ladies want to talk about?
Yes, you have been called the butts in the seats queen, the comeback queen. Can you share a little bit of the defining moments in your journey where you had to bounce back from adversity and keep going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, many times, many times. But in 2023, my most recent and probably the most impactful was when I spent not one, but two long stays in the hospital. First time was in March of 2023, where I spent almost 30 days. And actually, during that time, when I was out during that time, my assistant and my team had to actually run my conference during that time. Even though the show has to go on, right? Has to go on. So, and then at the end of the year, Christmas time, I was hit with quite a bit all at the same time. I remember it because the same day my husband came out of the hospital, our pastor died, and right behind that, they shipped me. This was right before Christmas, like a few days before Christmas. So I'm thinking I'm going to stay in the local hospital, and I wind up being airlifted to about 5 hours away to the hospital, where eventually during Christmas Day, my mom died as well. And then they came in and told me I needed a heart and lung transplant. And so it was a lot. It was quite a bit. And so you asked me, how did I get through that? Once we were having the conversation, I looked it up. I looked up what a heart and lung transplant meant. And lungs don't last that long. I don't know if people realize that. Lungs have about a 5-year lifespan. And so when I heard that, I was like, Lord, is this, this all I got left? 5 years minus one, because you spend it in recovering. And so anyway, God gave me 2 Kings 20:1-6. Many of us know the story of King Hezekiah. King Hezekiah prayed. He turned to that wall and he begged, he prayed, he did what he had to. And God gave him 15 more years. And then I turned to God right after that. And I said, God, I need 30 plus. I just need 30 plus more years. I wasn't even thinking about the lungs don't last that long, right? So he actually gave me confirmation. He also told me I need to forgive everybody, whether it's an issue or whether it's finance, you need to just forgive it all, move forward. And then I realized while I was at the hospital, I said, I've been doing all this stuff for years, and God, it don't seem like my plans are working out. So I said, you know what? I need your plan for me. And so I took 2024 as, after I got out the hospital, started, recovering and spending time in my recovery process. I took that year to rebrand me. And so a lot of us don't realize sometimes we have to slow down enough to realize that there are things that we could be doing, but we're not doing because we're so busy. We're so busy doing, to where you don't even have time to take care of yourself. And so I told my assistant, I said, I'm going slow this year. Not going to take a lot of, conversation calls and all that stuff. And so then it came to me, some of the things that I wanted to do, been wanting to do, which is my podcast, K Connections, and then launching back a magazine. But this magazine is special. We're doing a magazine called Testimony Magazine. Why? Because God has required us forever to give our testimonies. This is how you save people. Yes, spreading the good news and sharing that Jesus has come and gave his life for us. But we should be giving God the glory for all the things that he does for us. We don't exist without him, and so for that, I decided, I said, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do this magazine. I just want stories. My friend's like, how you going to make money? It is not about that. It's about getting stories to people, out to people, from people who've already gone through some things. All of us have many testimonies. And so therefore, I felt like this was something we needed to do. And then the other thing I've been dragging along for for about 3 years now is my conference, the conference that we're hosting in London this year. And so it's been a long time coming. I've kind of put it off, but actually God told me back in 2020, he said, you need to get out of your backyard. And I was like, okay, Lord, yeah. I understand. Then he gave me confirmation on the same day he told me. And that's when I said, well, okay, that was the Lord. But you know me. Most people know me. I'm kind of stubborn. So I didn't do exactly what he asked me to do. So in 2022, when I hosted my conference, he gave me clear information. This is not where you're supposed to be. When your attendance is low and you're used to having a lot of people show up, yes, you might want to ask God what's going on. So I didn't have to ask him. That's what he was telling me. So this year we're going to London, England, in October the 16th through the 19th, in case people want to know. And he has made sure that I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. I've already been to London a couple of times, and the last time I went, it was like, okay, you have something here for me, because there's a lot of things happening and I can't figure out why. So for me, the time for me to regroup in that particular situation was to go and rebrand me. It's important that people understand who you are. And sometimes there's a lot of confusion around who you are. And so for me, it's important to establish yourself as the individual. Your name and your face, people need to recognize and say, I know who she is. And I know I can trust what she's going to deliver. And so that is where, so that's the last episode I can tell you. And I'm going to just say this. In our home care business, because my husband and I have been running home care business for 30 years, we've had many episodes as well. but God has always been there. He's always showed up. Even if it was a whole year process, he still showed up to let us know I am in control. So you don't need to step in, even though you doing what you do. You need to move out the way and let me handle this. And so that's my take on the comeback.
That's an amazing story of comeback. That's more than comeback. That's I don't have a word for what that is.
She's a comeback queen for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like that moniker is well earned. Like my God, okay.
Yeah.
Look, the Lord has definitely empowered you to grow through a whole lot of situations in 2023, and then rebranding yourself. Even let me back up the team. We were talking earlier, and Dr. Cheryl was telling us the importance of having a team and how they save time and energy. You don't just have a team, you have a bunch of divine connections to keep your business going for you through all of these things. Listen, ladies and gentlemen that are watching this live, if y'all just joined us, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit the replay, like back that cursor up. Go back about 10 minutes. Go back about 10 minutes because y'all need to hear Kearn Sherry's testimony today, and then be ready to buy about 50 copies of the testimony magazine when it come out, because I'm loving all of that. I am loving all of that. I cannot wait to hear more from you, woman of God, on this panel discussion. And London is one of my favorite places to be. So, and October is my birthday month. So I'm gonna be checking your stuff out. October 1st is my birthday.
Hey, we got space. That's all I can say. London is definitely one of my favorite places. I told my daughter the other day, because that's my travel buddy. I told her, I said, look, we done been to Paris about 5 times, and I don't know why we haven't went over to London more. But it is a great place. A lot of people want to go there, and there are a lot of things to see. What people don't realize about Europe and as a whole is that the countries sit right next to each other, like the states of the United States.
Yes.
So you can, some of them you just drive to, but a lot of people, we just take a little flight, a train, a boat.
Take a Ryanair flight and go where you got to go. My family lived in England. We were about 2 hours outside of London for about 3 years. And so London was London, Birmingham, Nottingham, Leicester. Those are, just some great places. So yeah.
Okay, I might have to hit you up for some info.
Kearn, it's always a blessing to see you. You've been part of Courageous Woman for a long time, and we have collaborated on projects together. You've been on our cover many times, both the author's cover as well as Courageous Woman magazine. So I thank you. I appreciate you and all that you do. I'm always there to support women who support others. And so I appreciate the work that you do and that you continue to do it, and God continue to bless you and keep you. You are on to it. You're on to something. So I'm asking God to continue to keep you with us and continue to bless everything that you're doing. Continue blessings to you.
Absolutely. And I'll be praying, because your magazine has been here forever and is always encouraging women to do more. And for women that are just starting, we need platforms where they can come to, where they feel like they're secure, that somebody's going to take care of them. And I know with you, Laticia, that's always the case. You take care of your people.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of Courageous Woman. And we are going to bring you back for the panel, but we have a couple other ladies that we're going to bring up now. Next is Dr. Mohair. Dr. Mohair is in the building. Let's bring her up right now. Dr. Jacqueline Mohair is our next guest. She is a true advocate for transformation and success. Ambassador Dr. Jacqueline Mohair is a renowned business and life strategist, life coach, professor, minister, and serial entrepreneur with a passion for helping people from all walks of life turn their passions into profits and their dreams into reality. She empowers individuals to take meaningful action in their careers, relationships, and business. As an ambassador to the UN, Dr. Mohair is committed to guiding others to unlock their potential and live the life they deserve. Please welcome Dr. or Ambassador Dr. Jacqueline Mohair.
Hello, hello. It is an honor to be here. Oh my God. Thank you, Dr. Berry, an amazing woman of God who's doing some great things. Thank you for this opportunity to be here today.
Yes, yes, we know you are out and about. You're out of the country. And tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Well, right now, this is Women's Month. Not out of the country, but I am at the United Nations. Which,
Okay.
well, let me clarify that because the United Nations is another country. Many people don't know that. Although the United Nations is located in New York, but when you step inside of the United Nations, you're actually stepping inside of another country. So I am here this week. It's all about empowerment. Just came off of a powerful, powerful meeting, well, program where I just spoke, and I was rushing to get here. So thank you. I apologize for the tardiness, but honored to be here.
It's all good. I appreciate you being here, Dr. Mahir. Now, your work spans business, life coaching, advocacy. How do you help individuals with their passions, connect their passions with their purpose to build a successful business?
Well, first of all, Dr. Berry, we're all given a purpose. We're given a talent. We're given gifts. And somewhere down the line, as we were children, we explored some things, and as we became adults, we kind of lost a little bit of that desire to do certain things. So what we do, we help you tap back into that God-given talent, that God-given passion, and how to take that passion and truly work it for your purpose. The word tells us that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. So no matter what you've gone through, been through, whatever experiences you may have, you can package all of that up to be able to walk into your true purpose, your true authentic self, to walk towards your destiny. So what we help individuals to truly clarify their vision and understand their purpose. So we go back through self discovery, locating and finding out what truly is your passion. And listening to the speaker that just went before me, just to hear her say she took off a year, to really discover her purpose, redesign or redefine what it is that she's supposed to do in this season, right? Um, so what we do, we help individuals to really discover their gifts, their core values, their calling. Because we all have a call. Many are called, but few are chosen. Why are few chosen? Because the many that are called, many are scared to jump, to tap into the greatness. They're scared to jump into the depth, into the deep. But I'm here to tell you, as an entrepreneur, you're going to go through all of that. But as an experienced entrepreneur, you're just going to ride the wave because it is truly an opportunity for God to show up and to show up and to show out in your life, to discover who you are, not just whose you are, but finding that diamond, that jewel on the inside, because pressure does what? Pressure causes you to go through some things, and when it that pressure comes, it's just really building up your strength, your spiritual muscles, so that you can be able to fly when the storm comes. Because guess what? The storm don't last always, but
Mm.
it is an opportunity for you to learn from that storm, get some wisdom for that storm, package up and be able to be a blessing to somebody else with strategic planning and giving you the proper resources, equipping you with the right resources and education, because we have mentorship programs, business mapping, coaching, all those things to help individuals to tap into their next.
Mm, wow, that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. All of the resources that you're able to provide through the work that you're doing to help empower women to understand who they are, who God is, and the purpose and plan that God has for their life. That's phenomenal. Thank you so much for all that you're doing, Dr. Mohair. It truly is a blessing to have you here, and it's a blessing to many of us, the things that you're doing to help us, reach to achieve our goals, to achieve our destiny. I do have a quick question.
Mhm.
You've dedicated your career to helping people transform their lives and businesses. So, what would be the first step you recommend for someone who feels like they're stuck and unsure of how to move forward in their entrepreneurial journey?
Great question. I have just a few points, and I'm going to be real quick. The
Yes.
one would be identify your why. Go back to your core reason. Go back to the reason that you decided to do what it is that you were doing. Go back to the core value, the core reason. Number two, conduct a self assessment. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you good at? What problem can you solve? What people, find out, look and really look into yourself. What are the people? Because people will come to you, right? And you will be able to find out, am I a good listener? Am I a good problem solver? Listen and look at those things, okay? Do that. Value, just look at the value in all of that. Number three, get mentorship and education from the right person. Because if somebody have walked the walk, talked the talk, guess what? They're able to help you go to that next level. The Bible tells us that wisdom is your best friend. And if you will allow wisdom to be your friend from that mentor, from that coach,
Mhm.
it will allow you to not make certain mistakes, if you will, that would cause you to regress and not walk into your next level of progress. So you want to definitely look at that. And then number four, take action and implement systems. Listen, a lot of times people don't go to their next because there's just fear, scared to step into the next and walk and take that action. But I promise you, if you take one step, God will take the next. Even on the journey, if you slip, guess what? You're not starting back from the beginning, you're starting from experience. When we look at Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, JC Penney's, all these companies, Mary Kay, guess what? The thing that they didn't do, they didn't give up. You cannot give up in this season. You cannot give up on your purpose. You cannot give up on your destiny. You have got to walk into everything that God has called you to do. Even if it don't feel good, walk in it. Even if it don't look good, walk in it, because there is a design, there is a set purpose and a time for the vision to come forth. You see, he didn't say that we wouldn't go through anything, right? But we will go through some things, and it's just to build up that muscle so that your testimony can set somebody free. So we definitely take action. Number five, surround yourself with the right community, the right mentors, the right ecosystem, so that you can flourish. I tell people all the time, if you are the smartest cat in the room, guess what? You need to move to another room, because you're only going to go right here. I want to be in some rooms with some people that are smarter than me. I want to be in some rooms where people can take me to another level. If I reach here, guess what? I need to go on up to another level, get into some more rooms, and guess what? It's gonna cost you. But listen, it costs you to go to school. It costs you to go on that job. It costs you to do a lot of things. Going on that job, it costs you your time. It's gonna cost you something. Don't be afraid of the cost. Walk into the room, own the room, get to the right person that can help you go to your next level. And you have got to be determined. You got to be determined. You got to be determined. You got to be determined. Listen, I'm going to say this real quick and I got to go. I remember moving to Dallas, Texas with just $300 to my name in a hoopty. And this hoopty, I had to have water, jugs of water in my car just so that my car would not run hot. But guess what? When I got to Dallas, Texas, I had to sleep on the floor. I was told you can't sleep in the bed, you got to sleep on the floor, and you got to put your things in the car. So I was living out of my car. But guess what? I was too afraid to go back home. There was no going back home. I had to make it work. And guess what? A few days after that, somebody hit my car, turned my car into more of a hoopty. But guess what? I took that money and what did I do? I got my own place. I slept on my own floor, but I was determined to keep pushing no matter what. You got to have self-determination to keep pushing no matter what you see, no matter what it look like. You got to go with it, baby, and trust God all the way. Trust him and have that faith to know that you're going to come out on the other side. I love you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Woman of
Wait,
God.
hold up.
Wait.
Where the
We,
ushers at?
what's your,
I need a
come on
fan.
now. We need
I
an
need a
offering.
fan.
What's your cash app? Like, what's your cash app? We need to take an offering today. Come on. Listen,
Oh
y'all,
my
in
God.
the comments. I couldn't
Oh
even
my
find
God.
my fire emoji. Somebody help me with it, because this woman of God in here done preached a whole word. You better say something in these
Listen.
comments.
Give
You
me-
better say something.
I have a Zoom that's getting ready to start. Oh my God. Listen, you can't give up. You can't give in. You got to walk into your purpose and destiny,
Yes.
no matter the cost.
Woman of
You
God,
got to
thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. We appreciate you. I know you
Love
got to
you.
go. Listen, Dr. Talicia, who is our next?
Listen, I need a church fan over here.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Let me find something in my desk, y'all.
Welcome,
Listen.
welcome to our call tonight.
You just preached the word. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Dr.
she
Mohair,
did.
for showing up.
Yes, you
here
did.
And
That's right.
Just
Pass the
leave it on
collection
it.
plate. Yeah, pass the
Yes.
collection plate. Look,
I
every
can't
woman
find my
of
church
God-
fan.
Look,
I got a bill.
I got a piece of paper. There it is.
Woo.
My baby's pictures right there.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I don't know this is Forbes.
Look,
Me.
look, from
Woo.
beginning
you, Lord.
till now, the
Yes.
Lord, I told y'all, there is a word and there is the word. These three women of God that done come up in here tonight, they have released the word that we need. Each one, and it's amazing because God says the same thing all the time. He may say a little differently here and there by each individual, but each individual woman, there's been a consistency. Don't give up. There's been a consistency in their testimony of where they came from, what they've endured, what they've overcome, what they've grown through, and how it's producing for them right now in this season. This woman of God is sitting at the UN. She done gave a speech. She came back. She preached the word. And now she's finna jump on the Zoom and preach a whole nother word to a whole another group of people. That's what I'm talking about. Because what God gives you, the vision, he makes a provision. We just can't give up in the middle. That's what I'm picking up tonight. I don't know about you, Dr. Laticia. That's what I'm picking up tonight. He gave you a vision. You're writing it down. You're making it plain. You're being discerning about the people that are surrounding you and that you allow into your inner circle to build you, right? And you don't give up. Look, who we got next? Because I got Bible study tonight, but I'm in Bible study. I'm in Bible study right now.
Oh my goodness. Wow. These are some amazing women. Who next?
Who next?
Who about to light up? I know she about to light up the stage up in here. I know. Dr. Laticia Nicole is about to light up the stage. We already know.
Bring her on.
I already know what she going. She about listen. Y'all better get the fire extinguishers because all of these ladies are the stage is just lit right now.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Our next guest. She is a woman of resilience, faith, and vision. Dr. Laticia Nicole Beatty. She is a powerhouse leader dedicated to empowering women entrepreneurs to build thriving businesses rooted in faith, led by Dr. Laticia Nicole. Laticia Nicole Enterprises LLC combines faith, coaching, transformational events, and holistic wellness products to keep women walking boldly in purpose and embracing healing. Through kingdom principles, Dr. Beatty equips leaders to speak life, build wealth, and transform lives. Please welcome Dr. Laticia Nicole Beatty. She is a true advocate for women entrepreneurs thriving in faith and purpose. Let's bring her to the stage. Hey.
Woo! Y'all know I done been to church over here. This is the fire has been lit. It has been lit. The fire on the altar has been lit. I'm telling you, this is good for my soul. I'm over here like, come on, Lord, do it, bring it. So yes, ma'am. Yes, what we're talking about today?
Yeah, I'm still, you know. So, Dr. Beatty, you're dedicated to empowering women through faith-based coaching and transformational events. How do you incorporate kingdom principles into the entrepreneur journey for long-term success?
So for long-term success, before they get to them principles, the prophetic principles, that's what I like to call them. They first have to know who and whose they are, right? And when right. So when I before I even get to the principles, Dr. Bear, let me tell you something. I begin to let them know because maybe they just like me, coming from Detroit. People said that I wasn't going to amount to anything. I was dyslexic, right? Couldn't I had those learning disabilities. I read different. I did tests different. So, or maybe they thought I was hood, all these, all the little things they like to say about us because people like to talk. And so God can use what they say, those things that confuse the wise and confuse those that think that they know everything. So he can use somebody from Detroit, Michigan that found out who and who she was. Right. And then when you find out the prophetic principles, then you put them in play. But first, you got to understand that all things God work to the good of those who love him and what we love him. And sis, I need also you to know that you have been called according to his purpose. So you don't have to be perfect to be purpose. That's what I want you to understand there. And then I want you to understand that who he foreknew, he also predestined. So not only do you got to understand the prophetic principles, but before you know that, you have to know that you were predestined on purpose. I need you to hear me today. I need you to understand that not only had you been predestined, those he predestined, he also called before you get to them prophetic promises, right? You have been called to walk out those promises because that word is a lamp to your feet. So I'd be trying to let you know that, right? Then I need you to know that not only had you been called, you also been justified, and then you've been qualified. So we got to get to that first. And now you qualified to walk out those prophetic principles, right? Because when you run in a business, let me tell you what happens. The enemy comes and try to play in your mind and tell you what you can't do, right? And so then you have to stand up and say, that is the father of lies, but I know I can do all things through Christ Jesus that gives me strength. I know that if I can just walk by faith and not by sight and not lean to my own understanding and acknowledge him in all my ways. And sometimes I'm going to doubt, just like the 12 disciples. Sometimes I'm going to be denied. Sometimes I'm not going to even look at myself as being worthy to run this business. But then when I understand that God made me for such a time as this, just like Esther, I understand sometimes I'm gonna be just like Gideon. I gotta be the warrior. Sometimes I gotta be just like Nehemiah. I'm gonna have to fight and build at the same time. Sometimes I'm just gonna have to just keep going and go ye therefore and tell everybody what I'm going through as my testimony so other women can know that they can do it too. So I'm here to tell you that not only that you have been predestined for such a time as this, that you got some prophetic promises that God has given you to say, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. So when the enemy comes in like a flood and you have to lift up yourself and be the standard of God, right? And say, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep building and I'm going to get children. You all right. Husband, you all right. I got some things to do that I've been predestined for to do greater works. And sis, I'm here to tell you that you can do them because if he can use a Laticia Nicole Beatty, if he can use me, the one they said that wasn't going to amount to anything, that got that bachelor of science degree in nursing, then turn around and get a master's in business administration, then turn around, you mean the one that was dyslexic and get a doctorate in business administration from water, you mean that one right there, and then to run her business, not just run, but have clients all over. Come on here, somebody. That when somebody tell you what you can't do, you tell them what God can do. He can do exceedingly abundantly above all things that you could ever ask for. You better understand that. And when you say, what? I don't see that in you. Well, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You might not see it, but let me tell you, it's there. You can do it. My God. So yeah, I'm on fire tonight. I'm telling you, this is what you're getting tonight. I had these little cute little 5 tips for you, but I'm gonna tell you the tips that God told me to give to you. You've been called, you've been predestined, you've been justified, and you are qualified for the call, sis. So get up on purpose. Get up on purpose. Be intentional. All right. And tell them children and tell that husband that you were made for greater works, and they need to be doing their greater works while you walking out yours.
Listen, sis, you better walk that word. Come on. I almost jumped up out this seat and ran around this office. Come on. Listen. Nobody that is on this live or on this replay should be stuck and stagnant. You should no longer be unmotivated. You should no longer be uninspired. These 4 women of God have walked this word tonight. Dr. Laticia, Nicole, this is I just met you on the flyer today and stalked your social media. And tonight, look, the woman of God has walked this word for you. She said you do not have to be perfect to be purposed. You ain't got to be perfect to be perfect. You've been purposed since your conception in your mama's womb. She walked this word. I know y'all heard it when you heard it. I heard it. Did you hear it, Dr. Laticia? I heard it. Look.
Listen.
Come on. Look. Y'all better take this word, believer, unbeliever. You don't know what to believe. What she just said.
She said it.
She said it. You could take that word and from wherever you at right now in your life, spiritually, naturally, pull yourself up. Allow the Lord to pull you up and prepare you forward, because she just said you don't have to be perfect to be purposed. You've been purposed from the beginning. Walk in it. Be intentional. Walk in it. Look, I had a question. I had a question. Okay. And I'm going to ask that question. But the way you walk that word right now, all I want to do is just bring another offering plate around, y'all. Look,
yes. I need a couple of fans because mine broke. I need a new fan over here.
For sure. For sure. We do. We do. We do. Because my question was going to be based around, your holistic wellness and how it plays a significant role in your business approach. But you just told them. But in case they missed it, tell them again. Tell them again.
I'm gonna come on down for the people in the back so they can get it. I had to go with God.
We can't allow you to tone it down. That's not. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Don't give it. Don't give it the way he said give it. Ooh. How can women entrepreneurs prioritize their health and well-being while building a successful business? You gave it to them. I heard it when you said it, but you give it to them again in case they just joined us.
So if you just joined us, I'm gonna give y'all these points, and you got to write them down. But then you have to read it for yourself. Faith come by hearing, and hearing the word of God. So I can give it to you, and if you don't hear it and believe it and put it to actions, faith without work is dead. So listen, I'm gonna slow this thing down so you can get it. First thing, you have to have spiritual alignment. Now we're talking about holistic health. So I'm talking about mind, body, and soul, right? Holistic health. Each day you got to wake up in prayer, gratitude. You got to wake up, and so maybe you do devotions or meditation, however you might say it. But I wake up in prayer and praise, okay? And I make that the center. That is the center of my life. I keep that at the center so I can receive divine direction from God. Now, if you need the word to back that up, because I know some people are like, she just made something up. No, you write this down, Matthew 6:33. And then you're going to say, that is what she said. Now, go on and write that down and read it for yourself. Then number 2, physical health, because I know a lot of us want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? Physical health, right? Physical alignment. You got to, not, we did the prayer, but now you got to fuel the body. You got to exercise. You need proper nutrition. You need hydration. You need exercise. You need products. Now I deal with a lot of products. I help my clients with products and services. So I have a tea, a Speak Life tea, right? What did that do? It helps us get these lungs and all of our organs and everything detoxed, right? And you lose weight. Women that want to lose weight, you can lose weight off the detox tea. So that's part of your physical health and your nutrition. Also with the vitamins, I have a vitamin C, and I also have a turmeric with ginger. Holistic, right? Then you got to read these. You guard your heart with all diligence, because that's one of the issues of life, Lord. So you have to read words that will empower your soul, empower your body. Next thing, number 3, is mental and emotional wellness. I need y'all to hear me on today. You are not crazy. God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Come on here, 2 Timothy. I need you to hear me. Romans 12:2 will let you know to protect your mind by setting boundaries. By setting boundaries, you got to not only set boundaries, you have to also engage in self-care. Y'all hear me? And you got to seek therapy. Now, I know some people, our folks don't like to say they seeking therapy. You got to seek therapy. You got to get coaches. And when you need it, you got to get it. Okay. Transforming by what? By renewing the mind, so you can know what is good, perfect, and acceptable, the will of God that he has for your life. Then number 4, you got to rest and restore yourself by recognizing rest, y'all, is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Who am I talking to today? Rest is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Okay. I teach you the importance of resting. So listen, put yourself on the calendar. You put when you need your hair done, your nails done, put a massage on the calendar. All these things are biblical to me, focusing on your health. Number 5, time management and delegation. Please get you a team. God never meant for you to do this by yourself. The ecclesia is a team. Oh my God, to equip the body. So you're not the only coach. You're not the only preacher, pastor, evangelist, elder, teacher, whatever you are. You're not the only one. Get you a team so you can delegate, and you can use time management so you don't get burnt out. Now that leads me to number 5, time management and delegation. You need to delegate those responsibilities, right? And you have to focus on purpose-driven work instead of busyness, right? People say, you busy. What's busy? B-U-S-Y, being under Satan's yoke. No, if you need to be productive, not busy. And then you need a community. And you keep hearing the women of God say the same thing. Community and accountability. You need to surround yourself with like-minded mompreneurs, like-minded women, right? Faith-based. In my camp and my community, is all faith-based women, so we can hold each other up. We can edify each other that's fit for the occasion. It's no competition in Christ. Yes, we're all entrepreneurs, and yes, we're all purpose. But when we start speaking life to one another, when we understand that we have the power of death and life in our tongue, and those that love us shall eat the fruit, we begin to speak love, speak joy, speak peace, speak prosperity. We tell each other, sis, prosperity is your portion. Hey, sis, you healed, delivered, and set free. Hey, sis, you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength. Hey, sis, listen. Then we begin to speak life. So, yeah, I believe that holistic health, healthy, wealthy, and wise, mind, body, and soul, is totally important. And I have products at LaticiaNicole.com for your mind, body, and soul.
Wait. Dr. Talicia.
Listen,
Woman of God.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Listen.
Look.
Why's your face like that, Dr. Bear?
Listen, the stage is lit, okay?
Yes.
You through here, dropped us. Like, I'm telling you, they done had to pick me up 3-4 times. No. I need a fan. We got to get you the offering plate. Somebody come on through it. Listen, y'all.
Come on.
Bless the Lord. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you.
Look.
You just changed some lives tonight.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
You done spoke the word.
Look. If you had any doubts when you came on here, you should be doubt free.
For real.
If you had any fears, you should fear no more. Whatever you had that was negative, it shouldn't be. You should have shook that off.
Yeah.
Like that old hymn said, shake it off and pack it under your feet. That's what you should be doing right now. Shaking it off and packing it under your feet so you could come up out that hole, that dirt they was throwing on you, the dirt you threw on yourself. The woman of God told you that don't belong to you. And she's giving you a formula. She's giving you steps that you can take through God's word to get you from A to Z. All we have to do is implement them. Y'all hit those replay buttons. Mm-hmm. Hit those replay buttons. This live has been one.
You know.
Got it.
But she just brought it to you like in your face. Like
she walked that word. If we was at church, I'd have came and gave you your offering in your hand. Like, look, in your hand, woman of God, just sow the seed in your hand. Women of God, men of God, if this is your first time joining the Courageous Woman Magazine Live, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Ring that notification bell. You got to ring it because Dr. Laticia Berry has a divine assignment to bring together powerful women this here month of March, Women's History Month. We have women that we're celebrating that have gone on to be with the Lord. We're celebrating their accomplishment. But Dr. Berry has had an amazing giftings from last week, this week, and all the rest of this month to bring together living legends. That's just what I'm feeling in my spirit right now. Living legends that can help us to become not the best version of ourselves, that can help us walk in our purpose. That's better than the best version of yourself, to walk in our purpose, to do the things that God has told us to do. And it don't matter what anybody says or the negative thoughts that you might have had about yourself. Tune in every Tuesday. You don't want to miss this. It will empower you to become that woman of God that God called you to be in your entrepreneurial journey, in your personal life. And if you're saying, okay, Dr. Laquita, I don't have a business. Well, whatever God has for you, you're going to be empowered today. You should have been empowered today. You're going to be empowered all March. All March, you're going to be empowered. Because we got another woman of God coming up. I can't wait till sis going to close this out right here. I'm ready. I'm ready. Dr. Laticia, look, I'm about to get in that overflow zone. That's where you, in that overflow zone. I'm ready to give until I can't give no more, okay? Listen, woman of God, it has been a pleasure meeting you tonight for sure. I definitely stay connected. I stopped your social media. I did. You got some strange friend requests from me. It's me. Go on and say yes, please.
I got you.
And how can the people of God connect with you if they're not already connected to you?
Absolutely. So I'm Dr. Laticia Nicole on Facebook, LaticiaNicole.com, Laticia at LaticiaNicole.com if you want to email, and Laticia Nicole Speak Life, Instagram, and Dr. Laticia Nicole on LinkedIn. So I'm looking forward to connecting with the women of God, collaborating with the women of God, honoring the women of God, edifying the women of God. I look forward to it all. Thank you.
Thank you. Listen, I'm so emotional tonight. Like, listen, we supposed to be dropping some jewel. Y'all just brought the fire to the. I'm just grateful. Thank you so much for being here, being a part of what we're doing. I knew God said who was supposed to be in the panel this week. Like, we had just a couple of hours. I'm like, okay, God, all right, but God knows. He always knows. So thank you. Some women really got blessed tonight. I'm one of them for sure. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You really encouraged me. You empowered me. You always do anyway. So thank you. Look,
Well, I'm gonna say this.
You guys are invited every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the last 11 years on Clubhouse, Speak Life Network Clubhouse, where we're teaching the Word of God, and that's where the community of women meet. We fast every third, fourth, and fifth of every month from 6 a to 6 p. So, and this is the entrepreneurs, right, or the aspiring entrepreneurs, because you can't do this without God. And you can't do this without community. We weren't meant to do this alone. And so the first thing got to go was pride, to think that we can do it alone. We can't. We need one another. I need you to survive. I need you to be prosperous. I need you to be healthy. I need you. Right. And so we have to all just make sure that we're walking in the fullness of God, even in our businesses, because we are kingdompreneurs. We were sent to build, right? And we need money to build. He gave us, they Deuteronomy 8, he said that he gave us the ability to get wealth, right? And so women need to know that we can come together and we can build together and we can get this money together, okay? Look at y'all.
Well, I thank you. Thank you so much for being here, being part of our panel of phenomenal women who are building the kingdom of God. Thank you so much for your wisdom and sharing today.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Laquita, you can bring on our next guest.
All right.
We supposed to be out this. We put church been over. We supposed to be out, but when it's full like this, we can't go nowhere.
I can't even move. I mean, I'm full. And I'm gonna slide out of here. Because I'm late for Bible study, and I'm gonna slide on in. And I'm already. So you're supposed to get to the house of God and already be in His presence, not going to the house of God to wait to get in His presence. I done been fed. Oh, I'm ready to shout with everybody tonight. I'm gonna come in giving God glory tonight. Okay, look. That's our next amazing guest. Our next guest is a dynamic force dedicated to empowering moms to thrive both at home and in business. As an empowerment, am I saying it right? As an empowerment speaker, coach, and best-selling author, she's passionate about helping driven mompreneurs balance life, business, and self-care without burning out. With years of experience commanding the stage and using her voice to expand her business and impact, she now teaches other women how to do the same. Please welcome Shelley, am I saying this right, Dr. Barry? Meche'tte, a true advocate for moms stepping boldly into their power. Miss Shelley, welcome to the stage, and please help us out. Did I say your name right, woman of God? Did I say your name right?
It is Meche'tte.
Meche'tte.
But that is just fine. It cracks me up every time somebody calls me Shelley Meche'tte, because someone said it one time when I was speaking, and she turned it around and she said, well, you just be cutting things up every time you open up your mouth. So every time somebody called me Shelley Meche'tte, honey, I just get ready to cut it up. Okay?
Cut it up. Cut it. I can't listen. Cut it up tonight, sis. Cut it up tonight. Like, cut off anything that don't need to be in this space tonight. That's what I'm saying.
So I am not bothered by it. It is Meche'tte, but I'm not bothered at all.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, it has been amazing being here. You guys talk about you full. I'm back here backstage, honey. I'm throwing fans. I'm throwing scarves. I'm laid out. It has been such an honor to just listen to every single woman that has taken the platform. And like the other women on this panel, me too. I am a mom. I am an entrepreneur. I understand that struggle. I understand that drive. I understand when there's something that's within you that you feel like, Lord, there has to be more. It's not that I'm saying that I'm upset about being a mom, but what I know is that, Lord, you've called me to be something else within that title. And so when my children were around 5 and 12, first of all, I have a background in entertainment, and I was supposed to be the next A-list actor. Okay. I was in the womb doing monologues. Okay, so that was my goal always, to grow, to be an actor, for you to see me shine, honey, because even at the small age of 5, I've been on stage. So that was the goal. There wasn't a plan B until I became a mother. And then I said, I know the sacrifice it takes to be an actor, so I don't want to put my child on the back burner. And so therefore I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to work over here and be a mom. And so I got a job inside of the entertainment industry. And that was close for me. I'm like, okay, great. I'm still close, right? So I'm climbing that ladder, you guys. I have everything laid out. Everything is good. And then I end up pregnant with my second daughter. My husband and I, we both decide that I will walk away from my job right now because I really wanted to focus on my family. I thought that was the call, to focus on my family. What I didn't realize until I found myself in my bathroom on the floor in tears and not understanding who I was, I didn't know when I walked away from that job, I walked away from me. I walked away from my goals, my desires, the things that I wanted, and I didn't understand how I could be a mother and fulfill the desires, the goals, the things that I wanted, things that I thought that God had lined up for me. But it was at that moment that I realized I didn't have to live a life of sacrifice. I didn't have to live a life of either or. I could be an and. I could be and. I didn't have to just be limited by my titles. My titles were a part of who I was. And I could put an and at the end of that, and then I could continue it any way that I wanted to. And I knew that there were other women out there who felt the same. There were other moms who felt like, I have to choose. I may not be able to be this and be that. I can't be a mom and be an entrepreneur. I can't be a mom and be the CEO. And what I came to tell them is that you get to decide the and afterwards, and you can be all that God has called you to be. And so that is what I do now. I empower women to connect that and. You are a mom who is determined and I teach those women how to work life and to work business without the burnout and the mom guilt.
Wow. Okay. So this is the foundation of what Courageous Woman is built on, about empowering women. Pronounce your business empower.
Yes. Empowerment. Yes.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So give us a scenario of the different things that you do in your business to support women.
Absolutely. The first thing that I do to support women is I ask women a question, and I ask them the question of just simply tell me about yourself. And you would be surprised. It seems simple and it seems like, oh, okay, let me just tell you who I am. But the first thing that we have to do is we have to identify the woman beyond the titles. Because when we sit there, the first thing that pretty much every woman says to me is she says, well, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm this, I'm that. I have this career. And then after they finish telling me all of the amazing things about themselves, I will ask them again, now tell me about you. Tell me who you are. And what has happened is I have seen women, I have seen them well up. I've seen their eyes well up. I've seen the tears in their eyes because they say, no one has ever asked me that before. And I ask them, what are the dreams that you put on the back burner? What are those things that you spent time with when you was a kid just dreaming about? Let's tap back into that first. So we want to find out and we want to identify, who are you? Who is the woman? Not the mom, not the entrepreneur. Who is the woman? What does the woman like? What does the woman enjoy? What makes the woman smile? Because once we get all of these things and identify who we are, then we can identify who God has called us to be. But who are you? And who did God call the woman to be? And so once we do that, then we're able to identify what your non-negotiables are. Because what happens a lot of times in business and even in life, we create boundaries here, but we never express them here. And so you're expecting other people to actually honor your boundaries when you don't honor them yourself, because you don't even know your own boundaries. Your work hours are from 1 to 3, and then tomorrow is from 5 to 7, and then the next day, is from 10 to 10:30, and you're mad because somebody is calling you all day. But what are your non-negotiables? I work Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Don't call me at that time. I go out with my boo every third Saturday at noon. Don't ask me to come and help you move at that time. What are the non-negotiables that are going to build your business, your family, and you? And when we understand those non-negotiables, then we can start setting up the business. We can begin setting up the calendar. We can begin setting up our time management. Because first, you have to know what it is that you desire. You have to know your why. And I heard someone mention that earlier. And then you have to understand, what does success look like to you? Because we get into the habit of comparing ourselves with someone else, what they did, how long it took them to do it, what they're doing now. But how does success look for you? And that's where we begin understanding, what does it look like for you as a woman? What does it look like for you as a mom? What does it look like for you as an entrepreneur? Now let's put those pieces together and create a work-life harmony for you to be able to get all of those things.
Wow. Now, I know you deal with a lot of women who, they're just starting in their business, and they may be extremely gifted, talented, educated, but they're still hesitant. They still have some fears. How do you support them? How do you advise them?
Yeah, the first thing that I let them know, and I think Dr. Cheryl mentioned it, is that your voice is the blessing to somebody else. Your business is the blessing to somebody else. Somebody is over here praying for the product that you created, but you keeping it to yourself. You are the voice, and it's unique to you. I can't reach those people. They're only going to be reached by you. So I want to help any woman understand, whatever business it is, that you are the answer to someone's ailment. You're the answer to someone understanding how to unlock their potential. You're the answer to someone understanding how to build confidence to step on stage. You're the answer with your product. And then the next thing you need to do is, it's okay if you start small, as long as you start. It doesn't matter. I love the principle from Mel Robbins. It's called the 5-second rule. And what it is you take a goal, something very, very minor, and you say to yourself, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to go. Whatever that go is. A lot of women that I'm working with now, they're taking their business and they're using speaking. I'm coaching them to use speaking to build their business. And so a lot of them may be hesitant about getting on camera, about talking, but that principle with Mel Robbins, the 5, 3, 2, 1, 5-second rule, is you being able to say, I'm going to do this in 5 seconds. It don't have to be perfect. I don't have to know it all. So if your first step is standing in front of your mirror for 60 seconds, stand in front of that mirror. Talk for 60 seconds about what you're passionate about, and then say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Whatever it is that comes out, go. Take the next step. And the next step may be recording yourself on your phone and uploading it. And then the third step may be, hey, I'm going to do a live now. The purpose and the point is, everything starts with a step. Your job is to never stop stepping. God will create the pathway and he'll light it up as you go. But your job is to continue to step.
That's right. Never stop stepping.
Exactly.
God is, he's lighting your path.
He's lighting it up. He's lighting up. He sees what you can't see. Your job is to trust the direction and to step as he directs.
Ooh. I tell you, you ladies have been amazing. Shelley, oh my God. And I've heard you speak so many times, and you tonight, all of you ladies have really, really lit the stage tonight. I mean, it's just been very powerful tonight. I didn't know what to expect. I knew that y'all was going to bring it. That's all I knew. I knew everybody was going to come here and empower these women. That is always the goal. I mean, we supposed to have been out of here like 45 minutes ago. We haven't even got to the panel. just the power that has come through from your voice to all of the women that have been here has been just amazing. I am so full. I thank you for your words of encouragement, what you have brought here tonight, what all of the ladies have said tonight. I don't know if we should even go on to the panel, but I'm going to ask you. I'm going to bring everybody back, but I wanted to thank you all, and thank you for being here. You really
Thank
are
you.
doing some amazing work for women, and like I said earlier, that is what Courageous Woman. The foundation is about women supporting women. I stress that the collaboration, it's one of the reasons why I do the collaboration books. I think we're on like book 23 or 24 at this point, but it's been a journey of being in business, being a woman in business, being an African American woman. It has been. I've had my share of ups and downs and challenges and blessings all at the same time.
Yes.
So it has been blessing. So whenever I get an opportunity like this to connect with all of the ladies here, and I'm gonna bring everybody back that is still here. A lot of ladies had to go because we've been having church up in here. We have really been having church. So I'm gonna take this banner off here. We've had a good time tonight, and I want to make sure that I acknowledge all of you ladies fabulous ladies for being here on Courageous Woman Magazine Live. And thank you for all the gifts and things that you have brought, and the words, the encouragement. You guys have lit the stage, and I know that y'all better get the replay. If you was not here in the beginning, y'all better go back to YouTube and get the replay because it was so powerful. You don't want to miss not a bit of it. So go back, and if you just getting here, you done missed it. So go on back to YouTube so you can hear the beginning, to hear the power that has come through tonight, the encouraging words from all the ladies on our panel. It's been a blessing tonight. So if any of you ladies have any last encouraging words for our audience.
I don't know. Let us not all speak at once.
Look,
right?
I was gonna say, well, let me just go ahead, doctor. Go ahead, doctor.
Yeah, I'm still just really stirred up over here. The fire has been ignited, and I believe that the fire has been ignited to every woman that has been under the sound of our voices. I believe, and I'm gonna say that prosperity is their portion, including ours. Right? I believe that everything that went out tonight, it has not returned to us void. I believe that even as we sit here right now, I feel stirred. I feel stirred. I feel my baby is leaping, right? My spirit is leaping. I'm still leaping. I'm multitasking because I'm a student, even though I'm a teacher, right? I'm a mentor, and I got and I have my mentor, my apostle. She's teaching. Right now, I'm doing a lot of things, but I made it my business. Ask Dr. Barry, my sis. I made it my business to be here. So the lasting thing I want to tell us is, and I know it's like, how does this apply to business? I want to tell you to love with the love of the Lord and forgive like you want to be forgiven. Now, the reason why I'm telling you to love with the love of the Lord and forgive like you want to be forgiven, because your contracts, your money, your business is tied to your emotions, my God, and it's tied to your forgiveness or unforgiveness, right? And so you need to be healed, delivered, and set free as you're running these business mompreneurs, as you're going forward. So love with the love of the Lord, and we know His love is unfailing, right? And forgive like you want to be forgiven, meaning that if we can't forgive, we can't be forgiven.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We got to get together. Our birthdays are coming up next month.
Our birthdays are coming up next month. Well, we meeting back up in Vegas. What we doing?
I don't know. Let's get the plans together. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here.
Welcome.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me. And thank you that I met these amazing women. And
Yes.
I can say in person, look, this feels like we're in person. Miss Cherry, this is my first time seeing you face to face like this. We've been on the same platforms. I think I've done something on Speak Life before, but well, I'm telling you, this is amazing because we all can lift each other and help one another. So, hey,
I love the connections.
Shelley, you're
I
not
love
my sis too. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And I just want to leave the ladies with a quote for all who are here. There's a quote that says, "You can have it all. You just can't have it all at the same time." And there are times when, as women especially, because we have this, and especially when you're an entrepreneur, we're in a society a lot of times that wants us to choose. And so sometimes we get into the habit of saying, if I don't get it now, then obviously it's not supposed to be. Or if I don't do this, then maybe I shouldn't be doing it. When we actually should be asking, is it the season to do it? What is my season? And in that season, give me the wisdom to be flexible with that season. And so when we come at it that way, there's an opportunity for us to not live in frustration, irritation, burnout, overwhelm, anger, bitterness, because now I'm walking with the season, in the season, and being flexible along the path of the season. Maybe today is not your day to have that thing, but maybe next month is. Maybe next year is. Maybe it won't come back around. I'm just now seeing some things that I've prayed for 10 years ago because it wasn't the season. And the longer you strive in a season that doesn't belong to you, the longer you'll fight against the wave instead of swimming with it.
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Say that last part again. Say it one more time.
Yes. The longer you fight, and you're not in the season and you're not being flexible with the season, you're going to fight against the wave instead of swimming with it. We're not here to fight. We're not here to fight. We're here to live in purpose. And yes, living in purpose comes with its own, bumps and bruises. But if I'm in purpose and if I'm aligned up where I'm supposed to be, then God is going to even smooth out that for me. Don't fight with it. Instead, swim with it.
Okay, y'all. It was been on fire tonight. Okay. All right. If you are not a subscriber, you better subscribe to courageouswomanmag.com. You can go there and subscribe. It is free. Go there and subscribe. And keep coming every Tuesday night. The stage will be lit every Tuesday night with amazing, courageous women, especially this month, Women's History Month. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to let Ms. Kearn Cherry leave us with some encouraging, empowering words.
Okay. Well, I just want to remind people, in this day and time, if you're not sure what you're supposed to do, then you need to ask God. And personally, you really should start there, because a lot of us go off with our own plans, our own thoughts on what we're supposed to be doing. And it's not the plan. That's why you hit roadblocks. You keep bumping up against a wall because you're not working in his plan. And so you need to take the time and step back and do that. The other thing that will hinder you, if you're not working in your gifts, God says in Proverbs 18:16 that God gives you gifts that will make room for you and put you at a table of great men. So, I don't know if people understand what that means, but you often hear people say, I would do this for free. Football players, basketball players, whoever, they love what they do so much that they would do it for free at no cost. That is a gift God gave them. He gave everybody gifts from birth. You're born with them. You just need to tap into them. And don't be like that, those men in the Bible in Matthew's, and when the you have the owner, the property owner, decided he was going to take off for a while, and he left 3 of his men different monies, one with 5 tokens being money, 5 talents, I should say, then 2 talents, and the last one with 1 talent. So the one that had 5 talent and 2 talent, they doubled their money because they understood what that man was expecting when he came back. And they made sure he knew that they were going to deliver on that, right? But the one with that 1 talent, he's going to come. I was afraid. You should be afraid because you didn't even put it in the bank to make money for that man. And he called him on it. And of course, he punished him for it. How much so is God going to do the same? You're sitting on your gifts and talents, and then you're not using them. He's giving them to you. What perfect season that we're in right now. If you don't have a hustle on the side, you might want to get one, because we never know when them papers going to show up at your desk or that email going to come across, okay? And I don't care if you work for a corporation and not the government. You don't know when that email going to show up and say, today is your last day. And if you've been working in your talents, you're going to be able to walk away and say, you know what? It's all right. I got my hustle. God got me, honey. I have never been dependent on your check, right? Because I know as soon as I leave, God gonna raise up my finances, right? Now that's, of course, if you want to be really smart, make sure you're giving your 10% so that you can 100-fold that money, right? So I'm just telling you, if you are not walking in your gifts, which is your purpose, if you're not sure what that purpose is, it is time to go to him for your goal. And some of us are very successful, even though we hadn't consulted God, but you can be more successful if you consult him and say, God, you know what? Maybe I'm not doing something quite right. Or maybe I am, but I need your guidance anyway. Because who can do it better than the Lord, right? And then you turn around and give him praise. That's right. You glorify him, because that's what it's all about. Everything we own, the clothes on your back, the money in your bank, everything belongs to the Lord. So go ahead and glorify him and give him praise and honor him by coming to him and saying, God, show me your will. Let me know what that is. And that's everybody, down to the little kid that's in school. If you in school, you struggling, pray. God will get you. He will take care of you. Okay, so it's all the way down to the first grader to the kindergarten, whoever it is. God has your back. All you have to do is ask, and he'll say, I've always been here. I'm just waiting on you. Mm-hmm. So that's my word. That's what I got for you today.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Y'all. You are your brand. Don't let your brand misrepresent you. And always, always refresh your brand. Refresh your brand.
Wow. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. There's been so many comments tonight. I tried to share them all. So many women are listening and will listen later. Thank you all for coming and just blessing the Courageous Woman audience. It has been a pleasure having each and every one of you, but it is a wrap. We have been here and it didn't even matter. Like, we've been well over time, but I want to be mindful of your time and, those who have been watching since the beginning. Thank you all. It's been an impactful episode of Courageous Woman Magazine Live and this Women's History Month panel. Make sure to tune in every Tuesday night right here at 7 p.m. Next week, we'll be talking about leveling up your business. It's been an inspiring conversation. A huge thank you to all of my panelists, Dr. Cheryl Wood, Dr. Laticia Nicole Beatty, Dr. Jacqueline Mohair, Kearn Cherry, and Shelley Meche'tte for sharing their wisdom, experience, and their success. To all of the moms and moguls watching, we hope you walk away feeling empowered to prioritize yourself, nurture your dreams, and create a life that honors both you and your family and God and your purpose. If you love this discussion, be sure to follow us at courageouswomanmag.com and keep listening and keep the conversation going. We'll see you next time right here on Courageous Woman Live. Keep thriving and always be courageous. Good night, everyone. Good night, ladies.
Good night.